Hello, Glenn Denman here, working on the bus again today. And of course, what else would I be doing but working on the bus? Because working on the bus is great. And today I'm finishing up the install on my Chinese diesel heater. So it's all completed now, and I mean, it's not totally complete. I still got a couple things to do. I need to, I'm gonna route my combustion air pipe to the outside. Then I'm gonna wrap the exhaust pipe here just so something doesn't get up against it and cause a fire. So other than that, this heater is complete and it's functioning and it works great. Hi, my name's Glenn, this is Karen, my wife, and this is our bus. Okay, so I'm out in the shop here and I'm working on the Chinese diesel heater here, of course. And so I picked up this nice little Junction box on Amazon. I haven't peeled all the plastic off it yet, but it's kind of a little bit flimsy, but it's not a bad little box. And it's kind of cool because it has this base in here that I can fasten stuff to and then just drop the whole thing in and screw it in. And so this is the pump for the diesel heater and the little fuel filter. Now, and of course I have to have the this tubing here is going to go in and back out of it. And this tubing here came with the Chinese diesel heater, and a lot of people they decide not to use that tubing for whatever reason. They end up going with like a PEX type tubing or whatever. But this tubing here, I really like it because even when it was like 15 below zero here about 2 years ago, that tubing was still as soft as can be. So I think that's going to be important for my application because of the fact that I'm going to have my tank here to where I can pull it in and out, pull it out of the bus, fill it, put it back in the bus, that sort of thing. So I'm going to need that flexibility. So this box here is really nice because I can mount all this stuff to this, drop it down in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and drill the holes for my tubing to go in and put these little grommets in place. And so that's what I'm working on now. So I've got my little 5/8 inch hole saw, which is about the right size for this grommet. Could be even a little bit smaller, but bigger is a little bit better for being able to slip that thing into place. Got 1.25 inches down, close to the pilot bit's pretty dull. So I wanted as close to the corner as I could get to where it's practical for that first hole. I believe that'll be the outlet hole. The other hole will go through the filter, then through the pump. So the hose should fit through there just fine. Just like that. It'll just go right into that pump right there. Actually, I think I had this backwards. So I want this hole here to be the hole where the fuel line comes in from the tank. So that means actually I'm gonna have to reverse the thing here. Wait a minute. Actually, I'm looking at this wrong. I do need to reverse this actually. So it's gonna be like that. So this will be the hole that goes to the pump, or to the, excuse me, to the heater. Then I'll make my other hole here that'll come in, go through the filter, over into the pump, back out of the pump, and then to the heater. That's right. Then I still have to drill a hole for the wire, and I haven't quite looked at how that's going to play out in this, but that'll be a minor issue. These little grommets came with the Chinese diesel heater. Nice. This box could have been a little bit bigger, but it'll work. So you mark which hole, second over, third down. So basically I'm going to mount it to this hole right here, second one over, third one down, right there. I'll take this out, mount it to it, put it back in. I suppose this whole box could be mounted in a fashion that also lends itself to not allowing vibration, but to tell you the truth, I'm not really that concerned about it, because something like that to me helps you to sleep. This little setup here with this panel that comes out is really kind of cool. Maybe that washer is a good idea because it's such a just plastic anyway. And then what I'm going to do, since this is going to be sitting at an angle like this, I don't want it to be able to push down and kind of put pressure on that hose there. So what I'll do is I'll put something here just to give it something to stop to, so that way it doesn't spin down. Maybe another nut and bolt. Something like that. By the time I drop that in there, just about right. It's just right. So that'll just curve right out that hole. That'll go to the heater. This line here will be for the fuel filter. Actually, I'm just going to put a screw right there just to keep that from pushing down. Self-tapper there. It hits it. We can't move. The only problem is it's sticking out the back too far. Let's see if I can snip that off. There, that's about right. So now this will mount right in there. And I'm not sure about this. I might have this just float in here. There's not much to this. I suppose there's some other way I could attach it in there so it doesn't bounce around. But we'll see. Now I got to figure out how long this has to be to go to the heater before I cut it off. And whatever's excess, I'm going to leave going to the tank. Not all of it, but whatever I need, so I can lift the tank in and out as I fill it. So I'll have to see just where that fuel line hooks to the heater. So here's the heater. I believe there it is right there. Hooks right here. Right on that little nipple right there. If you can see that. These can break off super easy, so the hole needs to be slightly larger. Well, I'm gonna keep trying. Okay, got that one. That one. So if the middle one breaks off, I'm just going to go with 2. That's good. So that box will mount. Something like that. So there's plenty of room for the door hardware to swing past. About the spot will be easy to work on, and it'll be out of the way. So the tank is going to go right here. I gotta figure out that's my air intake. I still gotta figure that out yet. But so basically, I want enough hose here so I can lift the tank out, set it out, fill it up, put it back in, clean it up or whatever. And then I'm gonna put a metal pan under this as well, just in case get any little leaks or anything like that. So it's not just stinking up the back of the bus here. And that'll move that way, I guess, as far as I can get it. So I still got room to put my 6-foot step ladder in here, go back inside here. Still got to connect my power to it. Thermostat wire is already run. This wire here will go into the box, and I'll have to kind of reroute those wires. This is the exhaust pipe. That gets pretty hot, so you obviously don't want that to be anywhere close to anything. I might even put a shield on that just to keep anything from coming in contact with it. So I basically drilled this hole here in the side here. You can see the context here. So I'm going to take the box here and mount it over the top of that hole, but I'm going to put this here through the back of the box, so that way the wires come in from the back, go back out the back, and you don't see anything on the front here. Of course, this isn't how you would wire something that's 110 volts, but this is only a 12 volt setup here, so I think it'd be just fine. So basically, wires will just come in the back, go just like that, be nice and clean on this side. Okay, so I got this about all hooked up here. As you can see, I've got the electrical done, and that came out real clean. Wires come in through the back. The diesel heater, of course, I installed quite a long time ago, and I've got a previous video on that. And the exhaust comes down here, flows down, so if there's any condensation in it, it ends up out here, and it can drip out below this, but I'll probably actually end up drilling another hole down in the bottom of this. Of course, this piece here, I made this from part of the bus at the front, where the steps were or are, and the end of the muffler comes out here, and then I put the shield on here just to keep it from blowing and discoloring my shroud around the tire there, whatever you call that. Anyway, so that's a pretty nice looking piece there on the outside of the bus. Another homemade project from a long time ago. Actually, about 2 years ago I installed all this. So now I'm just getting the wiring done, and my fuel tank is in. It's here, and I can lift it out and fill it up, put it back, and I'll have a tray for it to set in here so it doesn't move around and it stays in place. And that way too, if it leaks, it'll leak into the tray. So so now the next step is to actually fire it up, see if it works. So that'll be coming up. Okay, so that's the video for today, and I'm upstairs here inside the bus, and my thermostat here, I have yet to figure out how it completely works. It comes on and it runs, and it has some kind of a timer on it, but it does not appear to have a thermostat. So so being that this is a secondary heat, I suppose that's not really that important anyway. I'm not going to leave it just running by itself, unattended or whatever. So the propane furnace has a thermostat, and it kicks on and off just fine. But if I can figure out a way to make it work thermostatically, I will. So one of the problems though that I'm having here is with the heat. I've got the heat ducted coming out here underneath the refrigerator, which works great. It's very warm, but I also have it going in behind the wall and into the curb of the shower, and coming out the other end over here, which works great. The heat blows out here right into the bedroom and into the bathroom. The problem is though, the shower base itself that I'm using as a plenum is off gassing, and it stinks. So so I'm gonna try running it for a while, and you know, turn it on and off a few times here and there, and get it to a max temperature, and then see if it still smells. And if it does, I'll have to get in there and direct it so the heat doesn't go into the shower anymore. So that'll be very unfortunate because it works really well. So anyway, so that's today's video, and appreciate everybody watching, and I hope you guys get a lot out of the videos, because I certainly enjoy making them. God bless, and take care of yourselves.